Okay, good morning, everyone. Let's start our training. Can you see my slides? Is it fine?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
great. Great. My name is Anna Zmievska. I work in Intelligentsia Consultants and happy to be here and to give this training today for a project. Hope it will be useful and interesting for you and you will take something useful. This is our agenda for today. We will have three modules, one on dissemination, communication, and exploitation, one on social media and researcher profile management, and the last one on open science. We will have a short coffee break in approximately 1 hour from now, and I hope that we will be able to finish until 12:30. Couple of words about myself. I am working in EU-funded projects since 2012. So first my project was before Horizon 2020. It was seventh framework program. I'm Ukrainian and I started my career in Ukrainian Aerospace University. So I have a lot of experience working with widening country and promoting widening country research on European level. Afterwards, I work with Childs in Intelligentsia Consultants and also in Poland in a research and technology organization. So I have a lot of different perspectives and roles in EU-funded projects. And for this long 12 or 13 years, I have been participated and led preparation of many proposals for different topics, different programs, but mainly focusing on Horizon 2020 and Horizon Europe. And I have been a member of 20 plus different collaborative projects of from different sectors. In many of these projects, I'm usually taking the role of dissemination, communication, work package, or task leader, in addition to other roles. And I love this work because it is a mix of promotion and some marketing activities. It's very creative, and I during this last 10 years since Horizon 2020 started, I have been seeing a lot of changes which came to the scene of communications in general, and how European Union rules have been changed and what are new requirements. So it's exciting for me to do this, and I'm happy that Giles offer me this opportunity to give these trainings because it's really something I'm passionate about. I would be happy to know the audience today. We can skip some introductions, but maybe you can explain, like we have researchers or managers who are here today.
I am the project manager of the Quest Horizon project. So I'm dealing with mainly the communication between the universities, between the consortium partners, and I'm arranging the travelings also between these universities and the part of the financing regarding this project.
Okay, so you're not doing any research, or additionally, no. Okay.
No.
Okay.
I'm an administrator, kind of.
Okay, great. If others can, say a couple of words.
Yes, sure. So hi everyone. I'm Esther. I'm a physicist, so a researcher, but I'm also passionate about science communication. I am the host of the faculty's podcast, and I do other science communication projects as well.
Great. Thank you. I hope it will be interesting for you.
I'm sure it will.
Yeah, hi, I'm Daniel, and I'm a PhD student, so I guess I'm a researcher, and I don't really know anything about this kind of stuff, so it will be a lot of new information.
Okay, great, great. Yes, maybe some information will be more relevant for managers, some for researchers, but I have a mix, and I hope it will be useful anyway. Thank you, Daniel.
Thank you.
I think we can't hear. Gellert?
Gellert, are you here?
If you are saying something, we can't hear you. I think that you are muted, but we can't hear. Maybe you can try again. Look at something in chat. No. Hello, yes, I see that you are writing in chat, Gellert. I think we can't hear you. If you say something, we can't hear it, unfortunately. Okay, sorry for this, but it's good that you hear us. So let's move forward, and if you will have some questions, please just type in chat. I have prepared, let's just enter full screen mode. I have prepared some interactive activities for us today, just to not be so bored and engage audience. So I will be thankful if you can scan this code with your smartphone. You can use your smartphone and do it from phone, or you can go to menti.com and use, I put it into chat, and use this code 6 in order to join Mentimeter activities. We will be using this code throughout the training. It will be the same, code will be the same, so you can join once and then just please not close this tab on your device, because it will come back to it several times. I'm starting now this Mentimeter session. I think that you will see. I'll share my other screen. So I'm starting, and the first question, it's just a trial. Just imagine that you would have unlimited money or unlimited time for your research activities. Not for your life, but for your research activities or your professional activities, for your work. What would you choose? It is just a trial how this tool works. We will have normal questions later, but just for you to explore. You just can click, okay, yeah, I see that I think all who joined, 3 people joined and 3 people voted. So it's easy, and we will use this during the rest of the training. If you have any issues with it, please let me know, and I will come back to my slides. Okay, great. Can you see my slides now? Yes, okay, I will be switching between Mentimeter and slides, so I need some proof that everything works fine. Okay, let's start with our first module. Today we are going to talk about the key differences between dissemination, communication, and exploitation. Usually first two bring a lot of misunderstanding. What is the difference between dissemination and communication? Specifically, I will try to explain. We will talk about requirements of Horizon Europe and in general European funding in terms of this promotion and exploitation, and how it impacts really some future funding and networking perspectives. So what is the difference between communication, dissemination, and exploitation? When we think about it, we need to think about target audiences, whom we addressing to. So for communication, it is more about when we talk about our project, yes, so we need to communicate the project or like any activity you're doing. When you are communicating something, you're doing it towards a wider audiences, and you are not talking about any specific results or any specific features of your project or activity. You just communicate its existence. I would say that we have this nice project, and target audience would be like broad public and mass media. So in general, you tell about the project, you tell about that project exists and what it expect to provide, and just in very general manner. When we go to dissemination, the key difference here is that we disseminate project results. So if we communicate the project in general, we disseminate specific results. We can disseminate some preliminary results or final results, and our target audience would be some group of people, of organizations who can potentially use these results, so specifically interested in the results of your project. And if we go to the next stage, to exploitation, it is about some final results and about specific concrete use of these final results. So how these results are used, exploited by your target audiences commercially, in some political context, in society. So these are key differences. We will go back to our interactive tool, to Mentimeter, and have short quizzes where I ask you to select and switch it on. Just a second. I'm asking you to select which type of activities can we treat as disseminations and communications and exploitation. So first question is about dissemination activities. You can choose out of these proposed options, you can choose several options, several of them. Please just vote for those which you consider are dissemination. Publishing an article, Facebook banner, at open access repository, presentation at scientific conference, organization of a school visit, and organization of a research workshop. Which are of these are dissemination activities? Okay, great. Perfect. Okay. So yes, you are right. Most of the people, this is fully anonymous, so I don't know who voted for what, and I will not see it even later, so don't worry. And it's not like we are not at school, so you're completely right that all except of Facebook banner and school visit are dissemination activities, and open access repository and publication of results in this repository is also dissemination. We will talk about it later. Next question is about communication activities. Again, you can select several options. LinkedIn, podcast, patentability assessment, press release, consortium agreement, and video. Yes. Yes. Yes, great. You're completely right. Everything except of patentability assessment and consortium agreement are can be treated as communication activities. And the final question is about exploitation. Okay, great, very well done. Everything except of scientific journal, because scientific journal is more about dissemination and research conference. It is also a dissemination activity. All others are exploitation. Great. Thank you very much for participating, for being active. I will change my screen. Great. Let's go next. So again, just to prove the understanding, the communication activities are targeted to wider public. And these activities, when we talk about projects, they start from the very beginning of the project, because we just tell the audience that we have this great project. Dissemination activities can start a little later in the project, because we can start disseminating some preliminary results, starting publishing some articles or participate in some conferences. And the aim of these activities will be to make these results public and to contribute to advancement of research knowledge, for example, and to raise awareness of your potential audience for exploitation, that you have these results or you expect to have something more later which will be able for specific use. And exploitation activities, usually they start later in the project because we are exploiting final results ready for use. And there are different ways of exploitation which we will look into a little later. Which tools and channels do we have for each of these type of these pillars? We have different tools. I think you already know, but I just will say that for communication, we usually use some press releases, press communication, social media, newsletters, some online presence also. For dissemination, it is more specific research venues, such as research journals, conferences, repositories also for publication of manuscripts and data sets, and some code platforms if, for example, we are developing some software. For exploitation, of course, it is IPR protection, some exhibitions, some specific B2B events, technology roadmaps, creation of spin-off activities. All these are tools and channels for exploitation. Why we care about it in Horizon Europe funded project? Because European Commission requires us to do so, and these are legally binding requirements set out in the grant agreement. We have 3 different articles. Every article sets rules for us to communicate, to disseminate, and to take some measures to exploit project results. So we are obliged to do so when we are in EU-funded research. Here I put some links to useful resources. First one, I will share the slides later, so you will be able to click, or you can scan QR codes. So first one is European Union Guide on Dissemination, Communication and Exploitation, where you can find everything related to this topic. And the second one is the official repository for EU emblem. You know that when we disseminate or communicate something in the frame of Horizon Europe project, another requirement set up out in the grant agreement is to use European flag and funded by the European Union text. In previously in Horizon 2020, we were usually also have to add the number of grant agreement. Now it's not anymore required, but if you add this, it's not like a problem, but minimum requirement is just to use flag and funded by European Union text. And in this download center, you can find different versions of colors, position of this emblem, and also different languages. So Hungarian, I think it's also available. And if you do some local or national dissemination or communication activity, you can use the local language. It's also fine. It's approved by European Commission, but just please don't forget to add to all your presentations, website, promotional materials, or in any context when you tell about your project, add this EU funding acknowledgement. And also in research articles, we also have to add this in the special section acknowledgement. So this is a resource where you can find all materials. Mentimeter task again for us. And my question now, what do you think? Why does European Commission care so much about necessity to disseminate, communicate action, and to exploit some results? It is an open question. I will wait a little more for your suggestions, ideas. Just what do you think about it? Why European Commission gives us money in order to disseminate and communicate our project? Okay, social impact and acceptation is important. Yes, it is a good suggestion because visibility matters a lot, and also the research is funded by the citizens, so they have the right to know how we spend the money. Great answer, yes. What else? Any other ideas? I know that it takes some time to type, so I will wait a little. Maybe you are typing something. Okay, let's come back to my slides. And if you are still typing something, you can proceed because we will save these results as a I will share as a result of our training, so you can do it. What my answers, my ideas on this. First, of course, as you suggested, European funded research is paid with the money of taxpayers, and they need to know like how this money is spent, what social impact it delivered, and what like that we don't use this money without any purpose. Also, of course, we need to communicate because all European funded projects, they expect to provide some impact. Sometimes it's very related to societal well-being, and it's very important to ensure that these results reach intended users and they really exploit these results. Another issue here is competitive like a competition, I would say, with some more developed economies like United States, Japan, China, who invest a lot of money also to innovation activities, to research activities, and European Commission would like to prove and showcase which great results, great innovations are produced and developed in European Union. And of course, it is when we communicate and disseminate something, it brings us new collaborations, gives us a possibility to build networks, and it is a way for further collaboration for next opportunities, so for next advancement of science and research as well. And I like very much this word that more visibility produces more impact, and this is really true. So, for example, open access research publications have can bring more citations if we communicate properly something towards mass media. There are more chances that this information will be published, and also it is a way for network growth. When we talk about EU-funded project, destination communication activities are considered at different stages. First, when we prepare a proposal, we have a dedicated section, section 2.2, measures to maximize impact, where we need, among others, to outline the dissemination and communication plan draft. When we start our project, we need to develop a comprehensive draft, comprehensive plan, already a document, deliverable document, usually due between 3 and 6 months of the project. And this document can be updated during the lifetime of the project. Because sometimes we can have some other ideas, some updates, and it's absolutely fine if we update destination communication plan. And moreover, when we have a reporting towards the European Commission, usually it have a dedicated section on destination and communication achievements and achievement of KPI. So it's very important to regularly update these activities and monitor effectiveness and make adjustment if needed, if something new appears or something is not relevant anymore. In Horizon Europe, we don't have predefined regulated template for dissemination, exploitation, and communication plan, but we have a recommended structure, which is usually used in projects. And you see on the slide the structure. So it have to define goals of dissemination and communication and exploitation activities, specify target audiences and key messages. These messages can be different for different target audiences. We include a detailed plan of activities, specific names of conferences, venues, or other activities, dates, what is planned in different years or months of the project implementation. Separately, we have exploitation plan with all necessary components, communication strategy, which covers public engagement, social media, project branding, and some thoughts about how we will monitor our KPIs, how we will evaluate the efficiency of dissemination, communication, exploitation activities, and who is responsible for it. Usually it's a responsibility of task leader. One of the important pillars of dissemination and communication is project identity. So when we come to development of project identity, usually it is very important not just to to make some graphics and that's all. It's usually recommended to attract some web designers because project identity, which includes project logo, is like a core communication tools for us. And usually when we do this in Intelligentsia for projects, we try to develop such logos that which resonate with project topics, that will somehow show graphically what is project about, so that target audience we will easily recognize this logo in future and understand what is project, which topic project works. And it is not about logo itself, but also with some additional patterns or backgrounds, colors which we use. Fonts also sometimes can express some meanings, and I think this is a very important step in which project which we don't need to neglect. And project website usually says that project website is like a face of the project. It is based on project identity, so it also have to show all visitors what is project about, that it will be clearly understandable by any person who will visit this website. And also as like a project website is a main repository for all project information. So everything what is happening in project have to be reflected on the website, and it have to be a key source of all material. So if we publish something elsewhere in social media or institutional accounts or institutional websites or web pages, we have to be sure that this is also present on project website, because I would say European Commission and project officers who monitor our projects, they do follow our websites, and usually they check what we publish there, what news updates, and based on the project website, they are like understand that project is active, that something is happening, news are regularly updated. Of course, they don't follow us every day, but when it comes to review meetings, when it comes to some periodic reporting, they usually check. And also it's important to add all public project deliverables and all public materials to the website. I will show you Leaf, one of the websites we developed in Intelligentsia for one of the twinning projects. I like this website and this project identity very much, because when we developed it, we tried to use what I said before. So the topic of the project is nanosensors for water pollution detection. And when we developed the project logo, we have used this like silhouette of some of the sensors. And this is not just a graphic, this is a silhouette of the sensor, which is recognizable by project audience. And what colors we use? We use the colors of water, and both dirty water and clean water. So this is like pattern of water surface is clearly recognizable, and we understand that this project is about water pollution. On the main page, we have some basic information about the project. We have specific about project section, this description of research topic and objectives and project team. Also, we have a news in the form of blog post when we published everything which happens in the project. Events is about announcement of some upcoming events. And in publication section, we store all project materials which are easily accessible by project partners at first, can be checked by European Commission, and can be easily accessible by target audience. So we have project poster, project leaflet, presentation slides about the project, public deliverables, and materials from summer schools. So it's easy for everyone to check this section and find what they want. And also we have newsletters, these key project updates, and contact page with links to the project website. So one of the examples how it can look like and what is necessary. I know that many projects don't place all public deliverables, for example, or public materials to the website, but it's highly recommended to do so. Okay, this is some tips from me for dissemination communication task managers. I know, especially in twinning project, I have been participating in several twinning projects. I know that usually in twinning projects, dissemination communication is a business of coordinator, but it's not. It's a mistake. Don't do like this, and try to involve your partners really actively to these activities, because your advanced partners are your connection, your bridges with their networks. And the more they communicate and disseminate your project, the more they disseminate and communicate yourself, your organization, and bring some visibility. And in twinning project, one of the expected outcomes is increased visibility of coordinator and its researchers. So your partners are your real tool for dissemination and communication in the project. Try to involve partners on a regular basis for interaction with your content, for publishing something about project in their media, web platforms, social media, etc., etc. Try to connect to their communication teams if they have such teams. Usually large organizations do have. Try to explore how you can communicate the project together, how to integrate project in their regular plan for communications. If they have some regular workshops, some conferences, how your project can be mentioned. Where you can place some promotional materials so someone can present the project, etc., etc. Please don't forget that your partners are your bridges, and use this. Also, what I regularly do when I'm a dissemination communication leader in the project, I create a file where I ask all partners to provide all their planned activities for next 6 months or next year. It doesn't matter if this specifically organized in the frame of the project or somehow relevant to the project topic, everything. Some conferences they plan to participate, if they are members of some large networks or associations and they have some regular meetings, for example, I ask them to mention everything. And because in the moment, everyone forgets about disseminating of specific project. They have some activities, they have some presentations, but they forget about project. But when you as a dissemination communication manager have this plan before, and you know that in June, one of your partners plan to visit this conference and have some poster session or something, you can remind them in advance. You can ask them to bring some flyers of your project or include one slide with a reference to your website. So you need to keep track about it. When we are in a small twinning project, of course, you have not so many partners, not so many activities. But when we are in a large project, I have one project where we have 32 partners, and I am a destination communication manager, and I need to monitor activities of all 32 in order to be aware and in order to provide best opportunities for the project. I need to take care about it, and it's my business because they will forget if I don't remind. So my activity here is to collect all plant information and then monitor and remind partners don't to forget about the project. Also, when we have some project organized events or when some partner present project somehow in any other external event, I usually create a brief event report with short information about event date, event venue, how many people, what was the audience, one paragraph description of how project was presented and in which context, and include 1 or 2 photos from the event, and send me this report in 1 week after the event. Of course, I provide several reminders, but also it's like one of the tools which makes it a little structured, and especially when we talk about larger projects with many partners. And also, of course, we need like to be modern in our Horizon Europe project. We all know that people don't like to read a lot of text. It's boring. No one reads anything anymore. So we need to be creative and try to look into the side of more engaging content. Like we already know that you doing some podcasts is great, some videos, infographics. It's also very important to get some engagement, not to use standard text. My next question, interactive question and Mentimeter, would be, we already talked about why European Commission cares about destination communication. And I would like to hear from you why it is important for you and for your organization. Some ideas such as suggestions why destination communication is important for researchers, for project managers, for organizations in general. Why do we need to waste our resources and put our efforts into this? It's open question, just your ideas, suggestions. Okay, take some time to type. Actually, my question already has some answer. Yeah, to keep contact with society, future partners, to be visible for your funders, great. Make connections for future projects. Yes, yes, this is all correct. It gives us visibility. It gives us boost collaboration with other research groups and to educate the public about what we do. Yes, very good. Because it's important to show that researchers are active, new networks can form because of it. It makes a more innovative environment. Excellent, very creative answer. Thank you so much. You are completely right. So it is not only business of European Commission, it's our business also. We need to be active in dissemination, communication of our project and of our research in general, because it gives us links with broader audiences, help us to expand networks. Also, it is a way to win more funding and, of course, prove that our research brings impact and to show this impact to stakeholders and communities. And this is my favorite slide. So you're already doing great work. You do great research, I'm sure, but dissemination and communication is needed in order to tell about it. It just gives you a microphone, because if you do something very great and very innovative and very cool, but we don't tell about it, nothing will happen. So it's like in marketing and promotion of some commercial companies. If we tell the world about our products, we will have some customers. Here is the same. We need to talk about it. We need to say about it out of loud in order to be visible and to bring this recognition and awareness. I already said about it that project dissemination communication task is a collaborative responsibility of all consortium partners. First, they all have some person months and some costs in order to do some dissemination communication. But what is the most important, that they have all network and all own audience, which they can bring to you. And you need to be active in order to attract partners to this collective effort and ask them to use their own communication channels for project promotion. It will bring collective benefit. I have one story. As I said, I'm Ukrainian, and I have when I have started working in European funded research, no one in Ukraine actually know about what is Horizon 2020, what is collaborative research, etc., etc. And we went through a lot of different challenges before we started to actively participate, and someone started to attract us as a partners to some proposals, and we started to want some projects. And I have a story about a specific result of great communication. We won one of the projects. It was in Horizon 2020, joint undertaking Clean Sky 2, because I have been working in aerospace field. It was aviation related project with a very clear societal benefit, because the topic of the project was a reduction of emissions from aircraft engine. Everyone knows that aviation brings a lot of pollution, so it was a great topic to communicate. And we started to create press releases. First, we created a press release in Ukraine, in different media. We got a lot of publications. Then we translated it to English and sent to our project officer. We didn't expect that someone in Europe will publish about Ukrainian project. But they did, because we put a lot of attention to preparation of this press release, describing everything. We worked with our communication department very carefully, and we got great material. And European Commission liked it, and they published it in different news websites, in Horizon 2020 website, and we got this exposure. In several months after it, 2 or 3 months, we were in Brussels to participate in Info Day and brokerage event for a new calls in transport topic. And we had those time all brokerage events were offline. It was before COVID. So we presented from stage our university, what research we do in aviation. And I think we mentioned our new project, etc. And we had some negotiations, some contacts. And afterwards, we went outside with my colleague and made some photos in front of European Commission building. This is one of these photos. And some random man was passing by. He stopped and said, "Okay, I know you. I remember that you told about that you're from Ukraine, and I have seen this news in European media that you won this great project about emission reduction, and we also work on this topic." He was Irish, and we started to discuss. So we got some invitations to consortium, to proposals, because we started to tell about it. So it's like a great example. It was a great example for us that before no one knew about in Europe about our university at all. But when we started to tell about it in different ways, we participated in working activities, we started to publish press releases, we started to show presentations, and we got some invitations to new projects. And then it was like a snowball effect. We starting to get more and more. And when I finished my career in this organization in 2019, this university was #1 in Ukraine in the amount of funding attracted from European sources. So I truly convinced, because I was inside from the very beginning of this European integration of our science in our university. I know that we get this success due to active position, active networking, and active communication, because we had great scientists all the time, but we started to tell Europe about it, and we got a lot of opportunities. So I know, and I truly believe that active participation in different offline and online events and active promotion is our way to new funding opportunities as well. So I truly encourage you to use this as much as possible. Coming to the final topic of this first module, it's about exploitation. Usually exploitation activities are started closer towards the end of the project. When we talk about some large research and innovation projects or innovation projects in Horizon Europe, they require us to have exploitation task or work package separately. And also European Commission asks us to think about exploitation not only in the project lifetime, during the project lifetime, but also after the project is finished, 4 or 5 years after the project ends, because usually exploitation activities start after some further development. So we need to have some time after results are produced in order to see some impact. We have multiple different ways how we can exploit project results. It depends on the project topic and results what we have. But in general, we have a commercial exploitation. It covers patents, licenses, some commercial services or commercial products. You can have societal way, social way of exploitation. It can be some educational content, some open tools or guidelines that can be used by society, and some citizen engagement activities. You can have policy way of exploitation, which includes development of different new standards, technology roadmaps, white papers, and inputs to some European directive if a project covers these kind of activities. And in academy, of course, we can have exploitation through future research, self-funded, national funded, industry funded, or collaborative, it doesn't matter. Development of new topics for PhD students research, and introduction of some training courses or training modules which had not exist before, but appeared to be relevant with advancement of this scientific direction. Exploitation is also a responsibility of the whole consortium, and usually in larger projects, we, in addition to research partners, have some industrial partners, businesses, some authorities can be involved, or some networks, which are usually good partners to take care about exploitation, of course. In exploitation plans, we can have both collective exploitation and individual exploitation. So depending on the type of the partner and involvement of partner in different tasks of the project, partners can have different strategies for exploitation. And one of the important messages here is that if a project results cannot be exploited by partners, the consortium and the project, the consortium must to seek alternative ways, including knowledge transfer, licensing, or some negotiations with external bodies, but to think about how project results can be put closer to market, to industry, or to society, or to political context. But it is a responsibility of consortium to seek these efficient ways of exploitation. When we seek for some examples, for me, the best way to look into examples of everything, of exploitation plans, of communication dissemination plans, of Horizon Europe projects, of EU-funded projects, it would be to go into Cordis. I don't know, I think you may know this resource. Cordis is a repository of information about all projects funded by European Union since the start of framework programs many years ago, and it deposits, it holds, stores both information about projects like a brief description, consortium composition, budget, and also project results. So all public deliverables of all projects can be found on Cordis. You can go into cordis.europa.eu project section. You have a lot of filtering options. You can filter by country, by topic, by sector, by organization type. You can find projects by acronym, by title, and you can see all public deliverables, and all dissemination, communication, and exploitation plans are available, so you can get acquainted, get some ideas, insights, reading these examples. And also one of the interesting tools to follow is Innovation Radar, and it is a European Commission web platform where you can read nice stories about real innovations which are integrated into market or into industry, real success stories of how European funded research can be exploited in real life. So this is a very inspiring resource. I encourage you to look into it and to follow some great examples. I'm done with the first module. If you have any questions, you can switch on your microphone. You can go into chat and ask something now or in the end of our session.
I have a question.
Yes, please.
How did you deal with the fact that it's hard to get researchers to publish something on social media?
We will talk in the next module in details about
Okay.
social media specifically, because yes, it is hard, but we need to motivate. I think, researchers to do so, because we need to explain that this is one of the great ways to become public and become findable and become interesting as a partner, as a potential partner. Yes, I will talk about it. And one of my tasks for today will be to motivate all present people to be more active online.
Thank you.
Okay, if you don't have any questions, we can go for a short break now. 15 minutes, so let's come back here at 11:25. Okay, and go to our next module. So I will 11:25 or 11:20. So 10 to 15 minutes, and I will wait for you here again.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so I think we can start. Please
I'm here.
wave
Yes,
me
I'm
somehow.
here.
Yeah, okay, great. Okay, so our next topic is about promotion of your personal researchers profiles and promotion in social media, which is of course quite important today because we are living in digital age, and unfortunately, like if you are not online, you are not visible, and this hot topic, of course, and very important dissemination communication channel. We will talk about some instruments, where to promote yourself online, and also how to optimize profiles. I would like to ask you, which social media usually do you use professionally? I know that it is very country specific, so all you can type all what you use, or type in your favorite one. Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram. Okay, great. Yes. Yes, actually, Instagram and Facebook are not very common in Western Europe for professional promotion, but in Eastern Europe, yes, it is quite popular. Professionally known. Okay, let's motivate you today. Who put this answer that you have to look into the site of professional online promotion. Okay, of course, for us, LinkedIn would be the most interesting one, but let's see what other options are available. Okay, yes, I already said that if you're not online, it's difficult to find you, and if you talk about research, you can be seated if you can be found, and we will also talk about promotion of research outcomes later, but also your personal scientific brand is very important. And I personally know a lot of people, researchers who work very intensively on their online promotion via social media, via blogs, and it brings effect when you are starting it by yourself. It then brings some effect, and they get invitations as speakers, invitations to become a partners, and it is all about like promotion. First, it is not a social media, it is more like a resource, online resource for creation of research identifiers. And it's usually used by European Commission also in Horizon Europe applications. When we fill in proposal forms, we need to include ORCID IDs of all researchers participating on behalf of organization in specific project. It is not primarily done in order to assess research team, evaluate research team, but for statistical purposes. And of course, there are some other alternative researcher ID systems that can be used, but preferably if you aim to actively participate in European funded research, it preferable is to create ORCID ID and to use this platform for your online profile as a researcher. And also it is have after synchronization possibilities, Scopus and Web of Science, which is quite useful. You can add links to your publications and your projects. Here I show ORCID profile of one of the researchers, professors whom I personally know. She's from Estonia. And my key message here is that it's not enough just to create this ID and get this link, this ID to your research profile. You are the manager of your online ORCID profile, so it's very important to fill in this profile with all relevant information and to create this online portfolio of you as a researcher. As we can see here, you can add your employment,
Sorry,
education.
can you zoom in a little?
I can not zoom because it's a screenshot. I can show you it online. Let's do this. Just a second.
Thank you.
Just a second. I'm switching to another screen. Yes, here is a ORCID website. Is it better now? Show screen.
Oh yeah, no, it's a little better.
Better. Okay, great. So it is a profile where you can put all your affiliations. You can put education and qualifications, professional activities, research works linked through digital object identifiers, some peer review publications, and many other things. And also it is very important to add active links to your other online profiles like LinkedIn, for example, or website of your profile on institutional, link to your profile institutional website, for example, and other research ideas. And also what is important here is why do we need this profile fixed online? Because sometimes it can happen that people have similar names, similar second name, and just to be clear who is who has which achievements, it is very useful to have this. Like here I typed in her name and I see like different, okay, I don't see the same name, but still sometimes it can happen. So my key message here would be that it's not enough just to have ID, but it's highly important to fill it with all possible information to fix everything to be present online. Next is LinkedIn. Of course, it's the most popular for research promotion, for European funded projects promotion. And on LinkedIn, we can have several layers of presence. First is, of course, personal profile, personal account. We can have institutional pages. We can have project pages. And what is important when you link personal profiles to institutional pages, it's important not just to type in randomly name of institution. It is a very common mistake that it is very difficult sometimes to understand the affiliation of person because information field is not correct, but it is important to link profile when you type in your affiliation to select from a list official page of your institution and to link it with your profile, that people who view your profile can click to your affiliation and open a profile of your organization. And it's very important also for online presence of not only researchers, but of institutions or departments. Sometimes in large organizations, some departments have own LinkedIn profile and promote themselves. For European Commission, it's very important. And when we promote projects, nice profile of researchers, nice profiles of institutions is good to have, and it brings up like brand and brings up level of your organization. What is important to include into the LinkedIn profile? Of course, it is photo, clear and professional photo. You can add headline with some keywords explaining what you are doing, in which field you are working, what experience do you have. You can add more detailed information in about section. You can feature some content, some key achievements or participations. You can link your LinkedIn profile with ORCID and with your institutional websites, and you can include some projects. Of course, I know that being active in social media is a burden for many researchers, but if you are planning to be internationally recognizable and be interesting partner for research collaborations in the frame of European funded research is a must-have, at least to have good well-developed profile with everything about yourself, with photo is already a good strategy. If you post something, of course, it's very good, but sometimes you just can repost and some project content or institutional content, and it's already good to keep your presence online, because it's one of the ways to connect with peers. You also can collaborate with some peers and celebrate their achievements, mention and congratulate them. It's also some activity minimum which you can do, and it's also very good if you're interact somehow with profiles of projects in which you are participating. It helps them to promote, and it helps you to maintain some online presence in your social media. I will show you, leave a couple of profiles of LinkedIn of people whom I personally know, and they do great in international collaboration. So one of the persons is from Spain, and we see from this profile that she has clear photo, she has a background picture of some building, which is probably some university or research center. We can understand she has very clear bio, this headline profile, from which we definitely understand in which sector she's working and in which she's skilled. We see her affiliations and experience, and what I talked about, that when we click on her affiliation, we go into profile of institution where she works. Sometimes it is very messy. In profiles of researchers, it's difficult to understand who is who when people have similar names. For me, the dissemination communication manager, where when I need to tag people after some event on photos in LinkedIn, I cannot understand who is the right person, because profile in LinkedIn is not filled. And it's a big problem, I think, because it's like a must-have today. Some education affiliations, certifications, a lot of projects mentioned with people tagged who are also contributors to this project, which creates this interaction, some skills, and recommendations. It's also good to ask your peers to give you recommendations. So a lot of different information, very good, well profile. It's clear, visible, and it's for me, it's one of the signs that the person is active in collaboration, because she cares about her online presence. Another profile is not so well articulated. It has less information, but it is the minimum which we can ensure. She has clear professional photo, and from her background picture and very short headline, we understand that she's working in topic of maritime transport. She's a researcher, and she also has affiliation at least to one organization, not to others, but at least here. And not so much information, but for me, as a person who probably will interact with her profile, tag her in some posts, it will be clear that it is the right person. So it's just not enough to be present online. We need to have some information field. Here I show some not so good profiles. I hide the names of the persons, but I just would like to show you that it's very difficult to understand what the person is doing, in which field, and it is easy to mix these persons with someone else. And one of the common mistakes I very often see in LinkedIn profiles is using of a native language. Here is a Polish language, here is a French language, and it is a big mistake when you are part of international research community to use your national language. It cuts all your international connections. Moreover, in LinkedIn, we can create a second language profile. And if you intend to develop your profile nationally, you can do so via a dedicated feature in LinkedIn. But please ensure your presence online, especially in LinkedIn, in English, because you are a part of international community. So common profile mistakes is language setting, which also impacts a lot your discoverability, because LinkedIn is one of the CEO optimized platforms. So when you Google someone, you can find he or she in LinkedIn, and when you're don't or you can find some person based on affiliation or based on job or position or based on field of activity. It also can be Googled, but if you don't have these keywords in your profile, you will not be found. And yes, you can use multi-language profiles if you're also active nationally. It's also fine, but don't forget about English. This is about not personal, but more project promotion on LinkedIn. And this is a screenshot from European Commission slide from one of the info days or coordinators events. Why do we need to use social media to communicate about EU funded project? It is about low-cost channel, way to make connection, manage reputation online. It's also very much about reputation, and of course build your networks. And for managers, for communication managers, and also for researchers who post something online about EU-funded research, you can, and you are highly asked, it's highly appreciated by European Commission, is if you will tag them in some important information, important communication from your project. So you can add hashtags, and moreover, you can tag official pages of European Research Executive Agency in terms of twinning, because they are managing widening work program. You can tag them, and if it is some interesting communication, some achievements, some results are shared, you can have a chance to get reposted on their web pages. And here they provide their official names in different social media, so you can use this opportunity. Also, what I encourage you to do when you work in your twinning project or in other projects, when you post something online, post something on LinkedIn, you can, what I usually do, I tag all organizations. I tag partners organization, I tag all people who participate in the project, because if they see that they are tagged, it is more likely that they will interact with this post, or they will repost this post. And as I already told, that it is a great opportunity to connect, to become visible to their audiences. Here is one of the examples from one of the projects which I'm managing as the Dissemination Communication Task Leader, is how 16 reposts can boost our visibility in LinkedIn. So only 16 people, and it is a large project where we have like 50 or 60 people involved, or even more. Just 16 of them reposted one of the posts, and we got this boost in impressions in LinkedIn. So this is a collective effort. And even for you, when you are from one organization, when your project posts something in LinkedIn, it is highly advisable to give some reactions, to comment and to repost it, because it is collective effort to bring some visibility to your project, to yourself, to your organization. And we are in twinning project because of this, because we need this. And this is only can be done collectively, collaboratively. So this is my encouragement to all of you to interact with organizational and project accounts. It's really very helpful. Your communication managers will be happy with this. Another social media for researchers for promotion of your scientific advances is ResearchGate. ResearchGate is also like a digital CV for researchers, where you can collect all your research achievements, projects, surprises, and advances. And also you can communicate with peers. You can participate in knowledge, in questions, some answers, some interactive session. You can connect to your co-authors. If you have some joint publications with advanced partners, it's also great to have this in your profile. And again, same as I told about previous two online media, in ResearchGate, you need to take care about your profile. So you need to link it to your personal website, organization website, which one do you have. If you doing some podcasts, you also can add in your social media links to your YouTube or podcast platform which you are using to bring some visibility. You can add affiliations, journal roles, follow people, your co-authors, your research peers. So articulate your profile with more information and keep it updated. When you publish something new, when you have some new project, you can edit regularly. And I will show you leave couple of ResearchGate profiles of persons who I also know. They're quite active internationally. They have clear picture, clear affiliation and role in organization, some introductory text, which also place as a source of keywords for discoverability online, and skills and expertise also can be used for discoverability when someone Googles something or looks something inside ResearchGate platform, look for some interesting topical publications, for example, affiliations, co-authors, and the list of publications with tagged co-authors is very clear to understand in which organization and which topic person is active in. Another example is less developed as the first one, but still is a good example of a minimum effort, but also it is clear who is it, what is the position of this person. He has this brief description of competencies, affiliation to skills and expertises, co-authors and publications, and has a lot of citations and reads, which brings some credibility. So I promised, or Giles promised during communication of this workshop that you will have some homework. Your homework will be creation or updating of your profiles with all necessary information to really establish a good online presence. So ORCID, LinkedIn, and ResearchGate are the minimum, and others also are welcome. I also would like to tell you about the new. Yes.
I have a question.
Yes, sure.
What about Google Scholar? I know that this is for rather collecting the publications, but at
yes,
least in our
it's not like
community,
a social
everyone
media.
has Google Scholar.
It is better to, it is good to have it, and it is better to connect it to your ResearchGate and ORCID, to have a ORCID, and it will be automatically connected and collect information. So it's good to interconnect everything. It's too good to have references to all your accounts in different social media.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
A year ago, I had a review meeting in one of the projects, and I'm a destination communication manager of this project, a review meeting with European Commission. And our project officer asked me, why don't you have a Twitter profile, X profile? I said that when we started the project, I asked all project partners, and no one of them uses Twitter for communication and don't read Twitter news. So why do we need to waste our effort to maintain social media, which is not relevant for our audience? And the answer I got was European Commission and our directorate uses Twitter for communication. So please ensure online presence of Twitter, online presence of your project in Twitter. Okay, I did so. It was 1 year ago. Now, you know, geopolitical context is very changing nowadays, and European Commission established, the European Union established a new social media, which is, frankly speaking, is new Twitter, but inside European Union. And now all projects which are being launched, all Horizon Europe projects, are asked to create a blue sky profile. So this is a new social media substituting Twitter in European Union, and it's specifically developed for increased use by European projects and researchers. I will show you, we already created a couple of profiles in this social media. I will show you one of these profiles. So it's, for me, it looks like very similar to Twitter. The link, it is bsky.app, and you can post very short text and some photos some media content in this social media. I don't say saying that you need right now to create Blue Sky accounts, but I expect that during review meeting, all of our projects will be asked to do so. So you can do it now, you can do it later, and I recommend all researchers who are active in international collaboration, and if you would like to establish links with projects and researchers from Europe, I advise you to start following the social media. Also, when it is some new social media, to be one of the first users is also good. It's not so new, but now it is very actively developed instead of Twitter. I see we have a question from Esther, please.
Yes, I just wanted to ask that can I switch to Blue Sky from Twitter regarding the Quest project, or is it still required that we use X and not Blue Sky?
There are no such requirements, so I recommend you to create Blue Sky and start posting everything in Blue Sky instead of Twitter, but not delete account, just keep it and say that you are moving to Blue Sky, which is like a new trend to move from Twitter to Blue Sky, so you will be on trend.
Yeah, on a personal level, I know, but okay, maybe I need to ask Jais about this, if it is permitted to stop using X as a project page and use Blue Sky instead.
Yes, you can stop, and as I say, like European Commission asked us to do so, to stop using Twitter and to move to Blue Sky. So it's totally fine, and you can explain, as I do usually. I explain if European Commission, if project officer ask me, I say that this platform is not used by our researchers. Is not used by our community. We move to Blue Sky, the new emergent platform, so it's okay. And I have been talking to several different project coordinators, and some of them already had this communication from project officers, especially when it is a new project just starting like this year or recent months. So they highly advise to create this Blue Sky account. So this is also a homework for you to start exploring Blue Sky for your communications and for your presence also as a researcher. This is all on the topic of social media. If you have any other questions, you can ask now. If no, we can move to the next topic, which is about open science policy. It is also one of the requirements of European Commission when we are in international project, in collaborative project, and EU-funded project, to follow open science principles. Let's understand what is it about. So in general, discussions about open science have been started many years ago, already 25 years ago, and European Commission started to promote open access in Framework Program 7, even before Horizon 2020. But in Horizon 2020, it became mandatory, and some new rules also appeared in Horizon Europe. So it's a very long story. And I would like to ask you two questions in Mentimeter. One is about what do you think why European Commission started to promote open science? And second question will be about your personal reflections. I'm switching on the proper screen and moving to questions. So why, it's open question, just your thoughts. Why European Commission started to promote open science? What was the motivation? What was the reason? I'll give you 2 minutes to type in. Okay, transparency, knowledge transfer, great. Sharing knowledge, also great. Accessibility, I assume that for research outcomes, yes, it's also a great answer. Any other ideas? Okay, I would like to move to next question. It is about more your reflection. So could you please, it is a ranking question. Could you please rank the following values? What is more important for you personally as a researcher or as a manager in terms of open access and open science? When we talk about making results, research results open, or making some data open, so following open science principles, what is most important for you doing so? So when you make your research results public, what is the most important motivation? Societal impact, okay, reproducibility and trust, scientific progress, public accountability, and career development. Okay, interesting results. Thank you for voting. Yes, trust, I think, is very important. We'll wait for other people to rank. Okay, great. So career development is least important. It's interesting. However, I think that it is important for career advancement to have some open access publications. Okay, thank you for participating. I would share the real motivation for European Union to go to the open science. So again, it is about funding, it is about money. So if European taxpayers pay for research, they need to know which results are developed and that their money not spent useless. Also, of course, opening research information help us to impede scientific progress, because we share updates, and research can be followed by some other research groups and to bring more results, and it is like a snowball effect. Also, of course, it is very important to build trust for research and science, research and scientific activities, and open science principles give us a possibility to verify research results and to avoid some misleading effects. And of course, it is a way for further exploitation of some scientific results. If people know about them, they are most likely will desire to use people, industry, policy, whatever. In open science, you have two different lines of activities. First is open access to research publications. You know that in Horizon Europe funded projects, we can pay for open access publications, but it is very important to also understand that now it is required that the journal in which you publish your open access article is fully open access. It is not anymore, it was allowed in Horizon 2020 to publish in some mixed journals, but now it's not allowed anymore. So you need to carefully study the open access policies of the journal you select for your publication, that it provides only full open access. So no more green, gold, different ways of or levels of open access. The whole journal have to be fully open access. And your costs from project are eligible to cover this publication. So no partial access, no embargo period anymore allowed. So, and after publication also we need to deposit manuscripts in trusted online repositories and open access online repositories, and we will talk about it. And also another important direction of open science, in addition to open access to publications, is open access to data. We will also look into this deeply. The most commonly used in European Union open science tools are, the most used is Zenodo. It is free open access repository where you can deposit publications and also data. And OpenAIRE is a large European online infrastructure where you can find all information about what is open science, what was motivation to introduce open science policy, how to deal with open science, how to deal with it inside European Union project, how to deal with it inside your organization. And what I forgot to include into my slide, but I will show you it online, is Open Research Europe resource, which is a specific venue developed by European Commission in order to provide opportunity for researchers to publish open access without so much burden as we have usually with publishing in journals. It is much faster. You can publish any kind of area, any kind of topic in this research venue. It's not a journal, it's a venue for open access publishing. It is also peer reviewed. So you submit your publication and you go through peer review project by expert or peer review process by experts in your fields, but it's much more faster than usually we have for large research journals. In some, and European Commission usually encourages researchers from EU-funded project to publish in Open Research Europe. Usually I have seen situations in a project which I'm participating in, that we have a KPI of 6 publications or 5 publications for the whole project, and when we come to the project end, we have half a year before project closure and only 1 publication submitted, and we start to think what to do, and sometimes Open Research Europe is one of the savers for us, so we can publish free of charge and much faster and tick the boxes, and also to make our research outcomes public and open access. I know how many skepticism researchers have about this venue. I understand, and the key issue is that it doesn't have any impact factor. But on the contrary, European Commission have a lot of skepticism about impact factor, because it's very soft criteria of assessing research excellence, and European Commission by default thinks that all research funded in Horizon Europe already excellent, and it deserves publishing, and it deserves that people know about it and can uptake these results and proceed some scientific developments. So just for you to know that it is one of the options for your twinning project, also to publish in Open Research Europe as one of the venues very much appreciated by European Commission. Let's talk about data. In addition to publishing in open access, now it is a requirement to publish also data, to publish all data that can be used and assessed by others in order to verify your research outcomes and to verify your research conclusions. For this, we have requirements in Horizon Europe that all data must follow findable, accessible, interoperable, and reusable principles, which is abbreviated as FAIR. And we have a dedicated document deliverable called Data Management Plan, and we will talk about it now. What we understand by data, we can have different types of data, raw data, developed, produced in the course of some modeling or experimental activities, for example. We can have some software process data, some simple process data in simple text format, and finalized data, which usually we include into our publication. And all these are considered data, and for following Horizon Europe principles, we need to make this data public. Again, FAIR, it means findable. The sequence here is a little not correct. So findable F is ensure that your that the data which you put open in open access can be discoverable by others and by machines and by people. And for this, we use different metadata. I will show you examples. Data have to be accessible, so other people can be able to retrieve them using standard protocols. Data have to be interoperable via standard formats and vocabulary, so people can retrieve and open your data and see your data. And data have to be reusable. What is meant that you need to explain and document how did you get this data, what methods did you use, and what methods have to be used in order to access and interoperate this data. Oops. Here is the correct slide. What question I usually hear on this time, on this step is, do we really need to open everything? The answer is no. This is a great, very visual scheme which developed by European Commission, showing that when we have research results, we have in a European funded project, we have to have two documents guarding our research results. One is dissemination plan and one is a data management plan. So we can have different decisions. If we make a decision to disseminate and share our information, our research outcomes through publications and depositing research data, we can give open access free of charge, for example, to our research, or some restricted access in some cases. And if we make a decision to exploit project results and to protect our IPR, go to patenting, of course, we can go to this restricted model, of course. So we need to care about IP, but only in case if we have some plans for further commercial exploitation. Some knowledge, especially when it is collaborative project, when it is a European funded project and some scientific progress is achieved, is highly desirable that it is made public. So usually in the data management process, we differentiate data. Some data are expected to make public, some data can be closed or restricted, but you need to provide clear motivation why. If you provide this motivation, okay, that can be that you going to protect IP. If not, please do publicity. In addition to Zenodo, which I showed before, as one general European repository. Some institutions, some advanced organizations in the European Union can have their own open online repositories. One of the examples on the slide is 40EU research data, which is managed by Delft University of Technologies. And it's also fine to use these repositories for open access of publications and for depositing of data. It is not restricted to use only Zenodo or some other repositories. You are free to use whatever you want. If you have some institutional one, is also fine. And usually, but it is required that this repository have to follow all FAIR principles and be discoverable and be organized in a way that data are or information is stored in an organized manner. So we have some citation rules, we have metadata, which are categories, keywords. We have this DOI is also considered as metadata, formats. So all these, especially keywords, make data discoverable online via repositories or via Google, via search engine. It doesn't matter. I will show you how it looks like in Zenodo. So for example, some random data set. You can see that it is a data set, it is open. You can see publication date, title of this data set, people, authors who contributed to the development, creation of this data. You can show affiliations. You can click to profile of people and you see that it is connected to ORCID. So when we click, we see ORCID profile of this researcher. So it is very interconnected. You see description, how this data were retrieved and what is it about, what before it used. You can find the publication and venue of this publication to which this data are affiliated, and you can have some description of data, taxonomy, and data files themselves. In this case, we have some tables, some audio data. We can also find here citation rules, DOI, specifically connected to each data set, and same as the publication, licensing, and you can export this data. And when you go to Zenodo search, you can see that in Zenodo we have status access, for example, so you can click restricted and see that a lot of data also are restricted and cannot be freely downloaded by anyone, but can be, for example, authors can be contacted and ask something, or ask for some usage, partial usage, licensing of this information. It also can be like this. You can filter by publications, for example, to see all open access publications. Of different authors. You can filter by data sets or software or presentations. Different information is available, and you can find something interesting for your research maybe, and can use this data for your experiments or further work. So this is how it looks like. And usually all repositories have more or less same structure. Again, it doesn't require by European Commission to use Zenodo. Any open repository is fine. Data management plan, as I said, we have a deliverable. Usually in all projects, when we are in a CSA project, like twinning is not maybe so necessary, but when we are in a large project with a lot of partners, a lot of different tasks and outcomes, it's very important to create this data management plan. It's usually created in the beginning of the project, and it has, on the contrary to Dissemination Communication Plan, for data management plan, European Commission provide us a dedicated template which has specific requirements. So you need to provide data summary, FAIR principles, describe research outputs, describe who is responsible for data management in the consortium and in the partner organizations, to stipulate responsibilities, to talk about data security, which measures you use for data storage, backup, and security inside organizations and in project. Ethical aspects, of course, data protection is important, especially when we are talking about some personal data and so many other issues relevant to national or international rules. Here is also one interesting tool which I didn't use before, but a couple of years I have been using it for creation of data management plans. It is called DMP Online. You have a link here, and it has predefined templates for Horizon Europe as well. You can create your account, create a data management plan, select the Horizon Europe template, and you will see fields which you need to fill in with information relevant to your research and to your project. You can also share this document with other team members, with other partners, to collaboratively work, to collaboratively think about data, data sets, and description. And when you finalized it, you can export it as a document file, and you can have almost ready deliverable for submission. So it's good to know that it exists, and you can have it more digitalized. I'm done with this module and with our training in general. If you have any questions. If no, you can anyway
I have one.
ask. Yes, please.
How can you make a LinkedIn company page more visible? I mean, should I comment with this project page on others' posts, or is it enough to ask the researchers to repost and engage with the content as much as they can?
You can do both. It is advisable to do both. Also, you can repost something from other, even if your project page or institutional page, you can repost something for other with your thoughts, share some relevant information. Of course, the more interaction you have, the better. And what I recently learned, I didn't know it before, but in one of the projects, I learned from peers that in LinkedIn now it doesn't like LinkedIn itself don't like when you include external links. So, for example, when you post something, and then usually what we did, we include read more and link to the website. So don't do this because it is not very good for organic promotion. LinkedIn doesn't want us to bring audience outside of the platform. So links are not anymore relevant. So just you can say read more on our website, but don't include the link. And to bring some more engagement, you can also create some newsletters or materials inside of LinkedIn. It also brings some more visibility. But in general, I truly believe that it is very important to engage your employees, your organization employees,
Yes.
or your project partners into this, because without people, it is very difficult to promote institutional profile, because people have own networks. Your partners have own networks. So the more you tag, the more you ask others to collaborate, the more chances to become visible you have. So it's also creative work to think about how to engage them. But yeah, it's very important.
And what do you think is best if I ask the researchers to use their LinkedIn profile and share the news, maybe, for example, that they have a new publication, and I repost it from the project profile with some thoughts, or I post it and they repost it. Does it make a difference or not?
I think that it is better to repost from the researcher, because it will bring more visibility in their profile by their connected people, that they post something and you repost, but you can do both ways. And if you have some tests, you can monitor these statistics, what does better in your case. But if you post something about researchers, tag researchers and ask them to repost, because I write emails, I post something on LinkedIn in project, for example, and then I write emails to consortium partners that I tagged you in this post, please repost. It's like wired by, but I do this because we need more visibility, and try to be more do more regular. Try to invent, I know that it's difficult, but try to invent some informational sources, or something about some releases, post some events, some achievements. So just in one of the projects, for example, we have a Monday reading advice section. And every Monday we post something not about the project, but some relevant information is a project topic. And I have heard from project partners that every Monday they know that they in their LinkedIn feed, our Monday reading advice is like one of the top news. But because we do this regularly, 1.5 years, every Monday, we invent something, we look for something. Like, for example, is the topic of the project is Industry 5.0. So we actually post anything relevant to industrial revolution, robotics, AI, some, I don't know, day of women in industry, or some different occasions. But it's stability, and we post like every Monday, this Monday reading advice, and every Thursday we post something about project, some new article, event, some, of course, if we don't have anything to post on Thursday, we don't do it. We don't like invent from nothing, but we try to be very creative.
Okay, thank you.
And just also look for some good examples of LinkedIn project profiles and follow them. And it also brings some inspiration. I have been seeing so many creative communications in LinkedIn now, or not projects, organizations also, and just get some insights or ideas. What do they post? And try to do the same. Now it's easier, or you can work with AI and ask ideas for content management in LinkedIn for organization. Yeah. I kindly ask you to give your feedback about this training, and I will share my slides now again. And while you are giving a feedback, I will have 2 slides for feedback. I will wait until you finish this and switch to another. And I will share my contacts in case you have any questions. You will have them later. You can contact me. You can get in touch with me in LinkedIn. Don't hesitate to ask. I will share also these slides, of course, and you can follow later. I hope it was really helpful and you got some inspiration. I hope for inspiration to be more active online. I will look into your feedbacks. I will wait a couple of minutes more. Maybe you can say something about the training and in general how it was.
I really liked it. I am the work package leader, so it was very insightful for me. And it was great that you highlighted that researchers need to be active on social media to work well with the project page. So yeah. And also, I like the structure, and I didn't know that ResearchGate is this popular.
Okay, I'm happy that I was useful. I hope that I was able to motivate researchers to be more active. It was one of my missions for today, because I know that sometimes also I work with many of widening countries. And I know that sometimes something that it's not so necessary for researchers from Germany or Spain or France, because they already have some established reputation, a lot of collaborators, and it's easier for them to get new projects, to get invitations into proposals. For us, being from widening countries, it is more important. If they can skip this, we can be we need to be overactive, interactive, hyperactive in order to reach levels and to be more visible online. And online now is everything. Being online is everything. And really, I know cases when people connected in LinkedIn for collaboration and started collaboration. So it also can happen. I have switched the Mentimeter page for the next question. If you had some insights or takeaways, and you can share with me, especially others who didn't speak now, you can share. If you don't like something, you also can share. It is fully anonymous. This Mentimeter tool doesn't track devices or persons, so don't worry about it. But for us, it will be helpful. For me, it will be helpful to prepare next trainings. I'm doing this for different projects, and I would be glad to know your reflections if you have something. Okay, I think we can finish now. I will send you slides today or tomorrow. And about recording, it is Giles who will need to retrieve it. And I think that he will share a little later, maybe next week, the recording, but the slides he will have very soon. Thank you so much for joining. I'm really happy with your feedback and being so active. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much again.
Thank you very much.
Have a great day.
Thank you.
Bye.
Nice day.
Bye.
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 Bye.